let's talk about flooding and why it's not always bad, just like wildfires. So, floods, generally, not the vibe, not great, does a lot of damage to people and structures and buildings, and it costs a lot of money to deal with. Not fun. But natural floods, they're actually very necessary in maintaining a healthy environment. So, this is a floodplain. This is like the natural course of a river, and then in the spring and summer, or after heavy rainfall, when there's a big increase in water in the river, it all flows out into this big area called a floodplain. This floodplain, if allowed to develop naturally, it holds all the water and helps it kind of stay in course so it's not completely devastating. Now, problems arise is when people come and build onto the floodplain, and then they get angry when the floodplain floods. And by building stuff on the floodplain, that stuff impacts the floodplain and impacts where the water go, and it gets flooded, and it can also alter the course of the floodplain and not allow the water to go where the water wants to go. But naturally occurring floods have a lot of essential benefits to the everything, basically. When floodwater comes, it brings all of this nutrients down from where it was before and deposits it in the soils in the floodplain, which provides very, very good farmland. Like, there's a reason almost every early civilization you see is close to the river or water or anything, because it makes very, very good farmland. Like, in Egypt, people built along the Nile because it had the best soil nutrients for farms and stuff. So it makes a very good place for plants and animals, and it can have a incredibly diverse animal and plant biome. Floodplains naturally have massive biodiversity because they're such good environments for just basically everything. And when people move onto the floodplains, they disrupt this biodiversity and cause all of these species to become endangered and extinct, which is not good for the species and the environment. Floods also helps just clean out the area, get rid of any accumulated debris and junk and just stuff you don't want there, like dead logs, dead leaves, just all of this garbage that you don't want in the environment for too long. It just gives a nice factory reset, clear everything out. So yeah, while large-scale floods can be devastating, they also have lots of benefits and are really only devastating in certain areas because people have decided to build there and have disrupted the natural flow of the floodplain.